Ставки на спорт! 1xBet! Большие выигрыши! 1xBet! Быстрые выплаты! 1xBet! Надежный букмекер! 1xBet! 1xBet!
Букмекерская компания.
Bristol City players are almost ready for kick-off at the Etihad Stadium in this League Cup semi-final first leg. Shay Given from... Well, let's find out what does happen in the first half of this first leg of the League Cup semi-final.
He's making plenty of changes, but he goes as strong as he has done in this season's competition. A first League Cup start for Kevin De Bruyne this season. Bristol City named the same starting 11 tonight as the one that started their epic quarter-final win against Manchester United, with one exception, Frank Fielding. They have brought Bristol City the biggest ever away following here to the Etihad Stadium. 15 years Manchester City have been...
And a 6'5" Aidan Flint is a giant threat with attacking set pieces, but keeping this tie alive may well depend on how well he marshals his back.
Bristol City then ready to kick off their first League Cup semi-final since they took on Nottingham Forest back in 1989.
That should leave Sterling some room to operate in.
And also that has slipped it to Kevin De Bruyne, who goes low, Flint's there to block. Tackling quickly and short in towards De Bruyne. He nearly caught Frank Fielding out to be bridged here. Sterling asking questions of Flint, who's just about held on. Bides his time and steals it away. For Gundogan, Barra Bristol City boot. Here is Gundogan. And they just roll wide. Mane. Sterling's touch. Here's Bernardo Silva onto his left. And it ripples the side net.
Fielding is in a decent position to make a save when it cannons up off one of his own defenders. Could easily have looked.
This is Joe Bryan, who scored from this sort of situation against Manchester United. Has a good go against Manchester City. Could be something on here for Bristol City.
Face up for Joe Bryan to get the shot in. It's not as clean as the one we saw against Man United. Took a slight deflection as well. Really impressed with Bristol City.
And that is not the pass to play in those situations. De Bruyne! And Fielding bails out.
Just whips his foot over that ball to...
Going low again, almost a carbon copy as Fielding gets it away, but it's back with Sane.
The person that you're up against has changed.
De Bruyne gets the break. Knocked away by Baker. Bernardo Silva holding off all comers. The block is from Flint. The corner is Manchester City's. His starting lineup, by the way, £362 million. Half an hour play. Manchester City 0, Bristol.
Getting the ball into Leroy Sané, who's called.
Great to Fielding, who dropped it first time but was able to recover. That's when it comes into play. Bryan getting it into play here. Pack coming onto it and testing Claudio Bravo. Gundogan deflected wide.
Caught sleeping. Just wonders this take a touch.
It was a curious effort, all things considered, but it has fallen to Sane. Gundogan goes over.
It just seems that is incredibly poor for a player of his ability. That is a really poor strike goalward, similar with Gundogan, way off target.
On Pack. Joe Bryan. That's come off Patterson. Didn't quite get the contact on it. Finding Bobby Reid. Stones goes in with the challenge. Bristol City have a penalty.
And it's rash from John Stones. He goes to ground. Unless you're absolutely sure you're going to win the ball, don't get off your feet. They've had a brilliant first half, Bristol City, and to have this opportunity, well, you could easily spur.
Well, Manchester City could burst the bubble here. It's Raheem Sterling. Wow!
Which means he has to lift that ball, and if it's not 6 foot, it's an extraordinary piece of defending. Which means
and the glorious first half for Manchester City, or for Bristol City, I should say, is brought to a close here. Bobby.
Как возвращать до 30% от покупки техники и гаджетов? Leti Shops отдаст часть денег тебе обратно с покупок во всех популярных магазинах. Хватит мечтать. Действуй. Начни экономить прямо сейчас. Ссылка в описании.
Fielding's made some very good saves first half, but it'd be interesting to see if we see Aguero before the end of tonight.
And in terms of the chances that Manchester City have created...
Passing teammates on, passing runners on, seeing where the movement into space, people overlapping is very...
And let's put this in perspective. It's been a magnificent 45 minutes for Bristol City. But Manchester City, when they do
pretty much Bristol City's 12th man.
The 13th didn't include the 7,000 behind the goal. It over. It's going to need to be alert here as Sterling tries to slide it through once and twice. Bernardo Silva, in goes Baker. Anderson crowded out. Raheem Sterling. Danilo. Fielding's kept hold of it. Needed second period by the home side. Kevin De Bruyne finding Leroy Sané. Sané maybe a touch too many again, and he's dragged it wide. But here come Manchester City now. Raheem Sterling, De Bruyne alongside him. Sterling will go himself. Fielding able to get it away. Sterling to his right. Back to De Bruyne, well worked, and it's 1-1. Manchester City clip.
Not to cross it along the 6-yard line, to pull it back 5-10 seconds. They sweep down the field. I think the Bristol City keeper can do about this.
8th of the season in all competitions. Flint, did he interfere with Kevin De Bruyne on the edge of the penalty area there? He gets it. Are we going to see a carbon copy of what happened? Here. Roll 2, De Bruyne. The Bristol City wall does its job, and they've survived that particular scam. Sané onside here for Manchester City. But off target with his pass, although De Bruyne is going to make something of that.
Good pressure from De Bruyne to win the ball back, clearly fouled.
Cracks starting to appear in the Bristol City rear guard. Sané gets it in, Fielding keeps it out first time, and Bristol City survive again.
Fielding probably deserves a little bit of luck, but this is really difficult. The ball is coming over, right at his feet as well. Very hard to collect this on the fall as it dies just in front of you.
Zinchenko. Sané exploiting the slip still, and that'll be deflected into the roof. Magnussen offside. Can hurt them, especially with this man around. De Bruyne. Sterling Fielding with the save, and right on cue. Gundogan. Sané just wide. Makes way for Sergio Aguero. Just past the halfway point of this second. He's had a bit of football this season in the Championship on loan at Birmingham City. Only 3 appearances for that. Manchester City work it to Sterling. Raheem Sterling, who's come to the rescue so many times this season, not who was brought to the club for £3 million, replaced by a fullback. Bailey Wright, Patterson, Bobby Reed. Sterling back to Gundogan. Blocked away by Flint. Sané. That is away by Nathan Baker. De Bruyne, a dip of the shoulder, a dart of speed, a finish, but it's wide. Back to that testing week where Pep Guardiola was asked real questions, leave themselves open here. Whoosh! Back to Walker. Aguero waits in the middle, doesn't get that far. Walsh away, on by Reed. This Bristol City performance so far. Here come Manchester City through Sterling. Sané's in there, so too Aguero. Bernardo Silva, that's over. Bled on Sergio Aguero! Steals it in stoppage.
And the ball is played. He's very definitely onside. It's into fielding. There's nothing the keeper or the centre-half can.
For Manchester City, his 19th goal of the season, his first in this competition. Manchester City side are where they are. Manchester City will go to the second leg at Ashton Gate with a slender advantage by 2. Is getting the Nathan Redmond treatment from Pep Guardiola there. A show of admiration from one of the great managers. An excellent goal from Kevin De Bruyne to level it up, and then Sergio Aguero off the bench to win this first leg for
the return leg to come at Ashton Gate in 2 weeks' time. They did so well to keep it to 1-1 right up into injury time. We'll be reflecting on this game very shortly. This is what's still to come on Sky Sports. Super Sunday features Bournemouth and Arsenal coverage of Tomorrow night, it is the second of these Carabao Cup semi-final first legs when Chelsea take on Arsenal at Stamford to a late Sergio Aguero goal here at the Etihad.